music for Game 3 of Saturday Showdown Draft, which needs to be a bit more epic this time for KT Rolster. And let's see what they prioritize. Still a lot left in the jungle because we did have the Trundle picked.
I think with going on a blue side, really for KT, you want to secure a high prior first pick. I mean, HLE got Rise game 1, which didn't really work out, but it's definitely a high prior pick. And then the Vi in game 2, which went great. So what are you looking to pick up here? Bans start off with Camille and then the Lee Sin. Interestingly, KT have maintained that Camille ban on both sides so far this series. And HLE also mixed it up with an Annie ban here.
Yeah, BDD's really enjoyed that Annie, and they're going to take that away from him once again. The lock taken away from Zeka too. So certainly a good call.
A lot of picks now left open. You know, the Orianna, the Poppy, still on the cards here. And the Orianna's going to get banned, so Poppy's still available. The Olaf is still available.
Nocturne's
still available. Yeah, there's a lot of things. And only one pick for KT. And they will go for that Nocturne here for Cuz.
Yeah, I'd say that's a good choice. I mean, if you give over Nocturne and Lulu, it's always pretty rough. Even just the Nocturne by himself can be very strong at this point in the game. But a lot of strong stuff still available. And it looks like they will take away Unara Lulu. Or play Xerath.
I don't think that's going to happen.
Not in the Nocturne, yeah.
That's my intuition. But denying the Lulu combos could be pretty good, so they'll just grab the Lulu immediately. No Nocturne Lulu going to come through. And you could pick a pairing for it right now, which I think helps out in the draft, because if it goes to 3, then you might feel a bit forced to take an 80 carry. So I think just taking Unara here makes the most sense. You do have that ability to get away from a Nocturne. It's not always up. You have to use your ult for it, but a powerful combo.
Yeah.
One thing I'm a bit concerned about, though, is the prospect of maybe an Olaf for Perfect here. But it looks like they're going to prioritize the Corki first and foremost. Just go Corki Nautilus. Has a point-and-click CC that's very good into Unara. Nautilus can put pressure on a Lulu, and the Corki just very safe, very solid for Jiru.
Yeah, not a bad shout. Corki scales pretty well, can follow up on the engages very nicely.
So are we going to match jungle here for Kanavi and pick something? No, they're looking at the Olaf. I think this is such a good pickup when you have the Lulu to back it up as well.
And the timing as well, right before the second phase of bans, so you can protect it if you really want to.
Yeah, it's so punishing for Perfect here. You can ban away the Jax. If you're worried about the Kled, you can ban that away.
The Heimerdinger.
Yeah, they're going to go for the Vayne first and foremost. A matchup we've seen not be fun for the Olaf, but there has been windows to punish it. Neferi going to get banned out, so Kanavi obviously suffering from not securing his jungler. There's Neferi, there's Pantheon that are the possibilities, options here for him, so might just see those banned.
Yeah.
Is it just the Jax ban here?
Yeah, I mean, Jax is very strong. It's already into Olaf and Unara. But instead it's Zahan, and that is a perfect target.
Yeah, I was going to say, I expect him to ban the Jax, and then he would just pick Zahan, because he's played it into melee champ slot. He's been really successful on it. He was undefeated for a while in the regular season. I think they did get a loss on it, though, against D+. But that's going to be taken away. There's still the Jax as an option, so I think Perfect's fine in that regard. And they actually take away the Wukong. I mean, Wukong-Lulu can be a pretty annoying combo. But he still has the option of the Pantheon here, if he wants, for Kanavi.
Or Shyvana.
Please.
He was hovering it, and the fans were all groaning. In the audience, they're like, please do not play this. Zeka Ari?
Yeah, it's interesting they're prioritizing the mid pick now and leaving Kanavi's pick till last. So allowing BDD to know his matchup before he locks in. The Ari obviously has that mobility very good into the Nocturne because it's not an easy target to pin down. And right now, really, Gumayushi is the only target that the Nocturne can really go for comfortably. But it is just going to be Ari into Aurora. Is it Kled or Jax? That's the question. It's going to be Kled from Perfect. So we saw this into the Olaf before and ended up winning. So Perfect's been practicing it and was ready for the situation. I hope he is bluffing. I mean, he is bluffing.
He is.
But I hope he is bluffing.
There's that sign that's basically just like, do not pick Shyvana. Graves? I'd rather see Graves, but Skarner might just be the choice here.
Yeah, and I feel like in terms of the meta picks we see, it was kind of like that or Pantheon. They opt to go for the Skarner instead. A pretty bulky front line to cut through, and KT doesn't exactly have the best tank killers. I also think it makes Nautilus's life really uncomfortable because it's very hard to get backline access, I feel like, in this composition. They're quite mobile, the backline, and then the front line, you grab either of those, you're in for a terrible time. So I think HLE pretty happy with that composition, but I think the two factors that are going to be important is how much impact the Nocturne can have, but also this top lane matchup. If Perfect is able to get an advantage and shut Zeus down, that's going to be a massive thing. I think one thing that does help HLE is that it's a Nocturne and not like an earlier impact jungler who can make Zeus' life hell before he's level 6. We've seen Zeus do really good so often, even when he's put in unfavorable matchups that he may not be as comfortable with. A good example was when he picked Mundo and was countered with Aatrox, and he said he's not really played that matchup, at least not recently, and he just kind of figured it out, played it really well, and scaled to be a monster. So I have faith he can figure this one out, but if Perfect gets a big lead here, he could just be an absolute menace for HLE.
Yeah, and the Kleds have been excellent so far, so our LCK top laners jumping right onto that. As we are ready, let's jump into Game 3.
환영합니다.
All right, game number 3. HLE up against KT. This one for all the marbles. And Perfect has gone for the Ignite. We're seeing a lot more variance in our top laners and their summoners. As that's level 1 Olaf. Zeus is going pretty deep for this. Perfect is nearby. Zeus very much committed to the play now, as he is looking for the kill onto Cuz. And now he's just going to turn around and get out of there. So he burns the flash of Cuz, and now we got Kanavi on his Raptors.
So Olaf obviously, seen a bit of a heavy trade bot.
Yeah, a bit of one. Gio getting pretty low. He's going to have to use the barrier. But secondary summoners used for all 4 of them.
It's not something we really talk about with Nautilus, but having the W level 1 and just autoing everyone is a pretty solid strategy in these early 2v2s. Obviously get the shielding, but the extra damage on the autos and the passive damage. But, you know, Zeus started lane pretty low HP, and he's into an Ignite from Perfect, and is down that goes, so it's a pretty heavy hit. We do see Cuz going for this counter invade to make up for him being pushed out of his topside jungle. Olaf is low, which does give him a good amount of power. He just take away Skull and then hit level 2.
Yeah. I mean, that's fine and all. For now, I mean, early on, the Olaf is going to be fine into Kled. Really, it becomes more of an issue once some items come through and the Kled is like, well, yeah, you all-in and you took me off Skarl, and now I'm just going to trade back on a Skarl, and you just don't have the extension in that long of a play.
Yeah. And Zeus will get a chance to recall here, it looked like. He's actually cancelled it, so sticking around. Got enough sustain off the wave. And so far, we actually saw Kanavi move down to his bot side to try and defend it. Just hit level 3 now, but did pick up his... Krog still has 2 camps up on the top side. Both junglers do, actually. And it looks like they might be fishing for a dive here. No, Kanavi's gone into the enemy jungle and realizing there's nothing there. So, Cuz pretty happy with this situation. He's not aware currently of what's going on, but Kanavi's wasted a ton of time here. And if Cuz does end up with that information, he can actually nip over to Kanavi's jungle and steal away maybe the Gromp, but Kanavi's not going to show, I don't think.
Maybe trying to dive mid. BDD is below half health. And Skarner can do some nice damage early on, especially if they hit some CC as they are looking for BDD. He does go invisible and just runs away from Kanavi.
That felt like a bit of an ambitious play. I mean, there was no downside to it, but I think you really need like a charm flash if you wanted to make that play actually work, actually commit. But either way, we do see Kanavi will be able to get double scuttle, so he's not punished that heavily by the entire situation because he's already moving onto his respawned camps here. And I wonder if they make a play for Kanavi's respawning Raptors. We can see effort's already there moving over. I think the pings are coming out. I think they're going to go for it.
Yeah.
So, you know, with the camps respawning, they're higher level, they're worth more XP. So getting respawned camps really high priority. And Cuz looking to be able to pick up this second spawn back-to-back respawned Raptors feels really good.
Hey, and see the way that Effort played that. He plays in the tri-brush, zones away the Lulu, moves up towards Cuz, keeps him safe the entire way, keeps an eye on the Lulu. And that is going to be an undertow, hitting Perfect. Second one not going to hit. And Perfect hasn't looked super comfortable in this lane. But, again, shouldn't be too big of a deal. Shouldn't be. That is going to be the undertow that does come in, and now Perfect going back on the Skarl, flashes away from the potential undertow, and now it's Olaf, Zeus, who flashes away. We do have Kanavi up on the top side of the map. So now Perfect doesn't have his flash, just got back on Skarl, and is going to try to trade into Zeus and look for the kill with the Ignite as he's ticking down. Oh, but the Triumph, and he will survive in the play.
That was so close, though. A pretty scary play to go for. Zeus just surviving there. And Perfect, pretty unfortunate.
Now BDD went in for a trade. He's getting a ton of damage onto him. Does dodge the charm, though.
The charm connects. He might have just died there. There was the Orb of Deception available for Zaka as well. KT will use that time to pick up this dragon. But now a big deficit in the top lane. They're actually looking to contest this. The dragon's going to be gone.
I mean, oh, he stole it.
Oh, he actually got it.
Hit from outside of vision. And now Effort in trouble. That is a nice spell shield from Cuz just to survive against the Ahri. And now it's Jiu who doesn't want to lose his summoners, just trying to run away from Kanavi. He will do that.
I mean, a nice early cloud pickup from Kanavi, able to slide in and grab that one and make this impact known in this game so far. Perfect. In a bit of an unfortunate position after that early gank. And you see he flashes because he expects the axe to come out here, but Zeus starts immediately backing away, respecting the remount. But in this extended play, it gets so close, so scary. The shield from Zeus obviously helps, but Kanavi throws a rock over the wall and isn't immediately there to assist. And that was such a close one.
Now we watch from Kanavi's point of view.
Flash is actually Flash Boulder Smite to get it. So a pretty heavy commit.
And that's the HLE fan replay as well. So getting all the different replays here.
So if you're wondering about top matchups and who wins, the answer is just always the jungler. Whichever top laner calls the jungler in.
Yeah, I mean, that's why top laners are always whining about, you know, jungle gap and all that fun stuff.
As they should.
I mean, they have nothing better to do because they're playing top lane, right? So might as well just whine about something.
Sensing a bit of heat from you towards top laners as a jungle player yourself.
Yeah, I mean, it's, especially in this meta, the jungle, or rather the top lane is so volatile. Like, it's so close. They're trying to bait Zeus in here as they are going to get the Ragnarok and just trying to output as much damage as possible, but getting off Skarl is going to be enough. And now we got Skarner in here. The shield comes in from Zeus. He's going for the all-in. Once that kill on a perfect. It's just on time, and the stun from Kanavi is perfect as well. Double kill here for Zeus.
The Olaf's win rate is really high in the LCK, and I fear it's about to get a little bit higher because this is now a monstrously fed Olaf. And they try and commit for the play, but aren't able to lock him down, obviously, because he's an Olaf, and aren't able to chase him for long enough. Oh, the
this
stun!
time BDD can't get away from it, even the Impale, just to make sure, as an ult comes down, but he will not gain enough space. And Kanavi has been everywhere.
Kanavi, I criticized you in game 1. I apologize. Game 2
You weren't
and 3,
familiar with this game? I think you are familiar, though.
I am familiar with this game, but you need to remind me. Here, the ult comes in that stops even the pullback on the snarl. You make sure he gets the ult in before that actually connects. And then turning it around here, the axe damage is so big. He gets so low, but he knows Kled has to die before the remount. Nice. And then the stun from Kanavi comes through. And here, BDD had flash and thought he could dodge away with the invisibility between two worlds again.
Well, he did last time.
Yeah, but this time gets caught off guard. Still bans his ult, still bans his flash, but goes down anyway. Zeka now has an 800 gold lead, 20 CS up, kill up. Top lane is just nightmare scenario. That's the thing with top lane is like if you're picking something into Kled, into Olaf like Kled, there's no, like this is a go-in champion.
Yeah, you can't really lose gracefully, you know? You can't just play Scion and fall behind 20 CS and then press your R button in team fights, you know? Like,
yeah.
We're out of that meta. Top laners have been challenged by some of these big new picks and their counters.
I feel like it's just even worse because you're going to have this fed Olaf with a Lulu backing it up. Oh, there's Skull gone. Maybe for the best. Maybe now Perfect can remount.
And we are having a challenge here, but Cuz is going to get it. And here comes Kanavi. There was no spell shield left, so Cuz just has to flash the wall.
I feel like the way they've treated Cuz in game 2 and 3 has just been brutal. It's very much feels like revenge for game 1. He's just been shut out the jungle again. And the fact that his first ult top lane ended so disastrously feels really bad.
Zeka's on the way. Coming up to the top lane, they're really trying to punish Perfect here, but guess who's in the wings? It is Cuz, and a TP's going to come in as well, so they were ready for this one, trying to kill the Olaf once again, but Perfect, the first one to go down. Nice spell shield from Cuz, but he still doesn't get the kill! Zeus will not go down in this game! And here's Kanavi again, of course. Of course Kanavi is here. As Impale comes in, the charm is there, and BDD tries and fails. The whole top side of KT is 0-7 right now.
Look, I think a lot of people would have said the game was over after that double kill for Zeus, after that top dive. The game wasn't over then. It certainly feels over now. The fact Perfect dies here, trying to set up the play, and then look how low he gets. The triumph value this game has been unbelievable for Zeus.
Yeah.
And then here, BDD's like, well, I guess I just leave. He doesn't get that choice. He doesn't get that option. Another kill for HLE. Just absolute domination. This is feeling reminiscent of that series last week between KT and D+, where one game was all you got.
Zeka already has Magi's.
The 7-stack Magi's.
He already has it.
We saw this from Showmaker before. He got 7-stack Magi's and then stacked it up in like record time.
Yeah.
I'm worried. He's got double buffs, by the way. Wait. Perfect. He walked in such a weird way out the brush that Zeus ended up missing the axe, but...
Yeah. Zeus is like, okay, I respect that.
Like,
nice
you can't
angle.
do anything. You can't even trade with him.
I feel like he might be able to kill him under turret. He's not going to try it because it's Kled, and, you know, it's very annoying.
I think he might go for it now. He has Ghost. If he gets the wave in him, I think if Perfect stays, he's actually dead. Cuz is coming, but ult is not available yet. You know Perfect's like, please, 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 please. Help! Help! I'm in trouble!
Jungler, please!
I lost Skull!
Jungle div! No.
Oh, no!
Oh, God. Well, Perfect's effort's dead, rather, and that's going to be a kill over to Guma.
Guys, I think Jiwoo...
They're like, you know, the top side of the map is fed. Let's get the bottom side of the map fed. Or maybe just give the kill to Olaf again. Might as well, as Zeus will pick up his 4th of the game. And this and game 2 were more like what the predictors were expecting today.
Yeah. Just win one game to give them false hope. Oh, man.
Game 2 was one-sided.
That you saw
this is next level.
You saw the 12-0 Pred, you saw the game 1 win, and like Zeka and Kanavi just falling super far behind, and you're like, oh, KT hit a play. Oh, looking for... No, I don't think you paranoia there.
No.
I don't think there's anywhere you can paranoia anymore.
This is really the saddest game as Nocturne, where every target is stronger than you, like a lot stronger than you.
I'm worried
so
if
you don't get to ult.
I'm worried if he ults bluffing, he loses the 1v1 at this point. Yeah, that was a bit unfortunate. Does at least get the flash from Gumushi, but then it's also, you get the flash, but 2 TPs came in. It's a big investment, but it does just mean Jiwoo is just dead. Very dead. There's nothing you can do. And you actually see BDD and Cuz moved over, but we're just there to watch.
Yeah. I mean, we have had overcommits in the top lane from KT. We had an overcommit there from Effort, and we generally don't see that, especially in this region, which is very measured. And when we do see it, you get games like this, like 7,000 gold difference at 14 minutes.
That's a lot.
Kind of unheard of.
That's a lot.
They're trying to take some Magi stacks away. That is an Ahri. He's going to go straight into the Kled. Flash comes in, and he gets away. I think we all could have expected that. And now here's the rest of the team, which we have seen a lot of in this one, as the ult is going to hit Guma. He's getting pretty low, gets knocked up, but the Wild Growth is there. They're throwing everything in the kitchen sink into him, but Kanavi just stays alive. And Stowe does Zeka. They're trying to take down Perfect before Scarlet. Not going to get it, as Ingo's Perfect picks up the kill. And now they're looking for Zeka as well. Might just have enough damage. He doesn't have any more mobility. And that is a kill given over to BDD as well.
A huge win for KT then, overstep. And importantly, they didn't have the ult from Ahri. They didn't have the reset potential. They didn't have the Olaf there. And it ends up biting them. Here we see they go for Zeka, but importantly, they get his ult and they get his flash. So those tools are not available for this fight. And the resets don't come in. And you look at how low the health bars get in this situation. Guma goes in a bit over-aggressively. Remember, he doesn't have flash. He gets focused down. There was a triple impale by Kanavi. But look how low the health bars are, and the resets start to just don't come in. They would have come in if we had the Ahri ult. Look how low Perfect is. But there just isn't the follow-through. Perfect doing a fantastic job here. Still getting value out of the Kled despite everything. But again, that was great. That was honestly huge for KT. They are still 5,500 gold behind. And that all happened because Olaf was not there.
Yeah.
So that was as good as you can hope for from KT for the time being, but they need more. They need more. It was a good initial move, but they still have this this Viking to deal with.
Yeah, and they're going to have to deal with him quite a lot in the upcoming fights, especially as this laning phase ends.
One thing I will say, he does have the longer cooldown TP. And obviously he did use that bot lane, so he didn't have it to join the fight. So that is something you can play around. And I think fighting when Olaf isn't there is a good strategy.
Yeah, I'd recommend it. I think it's probably a good idea. Do we get another charge to come in? Cuz doesn't have Smite. Impale gets dashed away from.
Yeah, the Impale was kind of nice because I think Jiwoo was trying to position to auto the eye as it went forward, and the Impale just forced him backwards, so he couldn't do so. So they get another charge out of that. 6,200 gold lead. It's 2 dragons in pocket as well, by the way. And it's a Mountain Soul. I was already a little worried about them killing Olaf. I think Chemtech Soul would actually have just been a nightmare scenario, but Mountain Soul is not much better.
Yeah, kind of next best at that. And here comes Olaf, just straight through the mid lane. Trying to avoid vision, it looks like. The way he walks there is very kind of funny. And maybe they'll assume that he is on the bottom side of the map, when in fact he is not. Little engage cone action. Looking for a dive here. Looks like BDD has got the memo. He does not have his flash, and there is no impale, so not going to get him.
So if HLE just group up like this, you cannot respond. You cannot defend. You have to give it up. But that does mean you could try and get something in other areas. They'll get a plate mid. I don't even think they get a plate bar. Actually, they're TPing here to commit for this. So you want this to be a quick play. You want to get the tower, you want to get out, because you don't want to hang around and potentially have to fight HLE. But I do like to play. This is a problem.
The ignore Olaf strategy.
Yes.
Just go where he isn't, and maybe then you can get some wins. And they are getting some wins, but the issue is that Olaf's getting more wins at the same time.
It feels like the gold lead is staying about a similar level. but more gold off that lead is in Zeus' pocket specifically. It's like they're just funneling to the Olaf. It's a good plan.
Yeah, Olaf's definitely one of those champions that, you know, you're not too scared about giving him more and more gold because you just know he's going to use it very well. He's great from ahead, certainly win more.
Yeah.
Not so great from behind, obviously. But if you just get him more damage, more tankiness, more levels, he's just going to kill the backline even quicker and survive for even longer. So it's...
Especially with the Lulu as well. You know, Guma's picking Yunara, like, I've got the backup of bluffing on Lulu. He's going to shield me. He's going to wild growth me. I'm sorry to break it to you. He's buffing the Olaf. That is the main character of this game.
Very true. I mean, as long as Zeus is there, and depending on the situation, like, if they go all in onto Guma with, like, the Nocturne and the Kled, then sure.
Yeah, I mean, I'm certain he will when the situation calls for it. But Olaf running in and getting a big knock-up on everyone from the wild growth is certainly a pretty strong strategy. 4 minutes until that Dragon Soul, a really quick soul this game. HLE just been racking up the dragons. KT haven't been able to get one. Baron's up now as well. Yeah.
Yeah. Game 2, again, was really one-sided. Game 3 is the next level. And they're looking to dive a Kled.
One thing is if you take the outer towers very quickly... Oh. The quicker you take those outer towers, the quicker the overgrowth starts stacking on the tier 2 towers. So HLE got those towers pretty quickly. They're now getting the tier 2s. There's just gonna be, it's like a chain reaction of that crystalline overgrowth stacking up on these deeper towers, which means all you need is like Zeka can just walk up and auto it. It's like boom, there's a plate or two gone. They also have those 3 grubs. Yeah, it's you know, I have a phrase for a game like this. Call it a roughy toughy.
Really?
Yeah.
It's funny, we do have another phrase, which is shellacking.
That also works. Also applicable.
Oh.
No, KT, you can't alt F4 the game.
Well, you can, I mean, but probably not a good look if you do that. We've been seeing a lot more Lich Bane nowadays. See it unlock, obviously. Get it on Ahri. It's another champ. I think Faker's building it on Victor.
Didn't they change it recently? Because they were changing Dusk and Dawn, because they wanted Dusk and Dawn to be like more the bruiser item, and I'm pretty sure they changed Lich Bane. They gave it a little bit more AP ratio a few patches ago and more movement speed on it. So, you know, it's a bit better.
It's a better item, so we're just seeing it in more niche situations.
Those are pretty marginal changes, though, to be fair.
Yeah.
But there has been that tech with the Ahri, where you kind of, every time you ult, you obviously get a Lich Bane proc, and you can just auto, and you can't dodge auto attacks, so it's pretty reliable.
Yeah. Especially when the rest of her kit is...
Well, unless you're playing Jax, then you can dodge auto attacks, but, you know, he's not in this game. They picked Kled instead.
Jiu's dead. Yeah, he's super gone. They had, like, a backup plan as well. Kanavi was there. Perfect's going to get away from the Impale at the very least.
You did just say Jiu is super gone. Is that Dagon's cousin or something?
Maybe that's his next cosplay.
Maybe.
Super gone.
That's his...
Omega gone.
Well, that was a good setup by Zeka. Nice use of the flash there as well to catch you off guard, but... Yeah, I can't really... The game's kind of done. I can't really fault you for that.
Analyze, analyst.
GG.
Yes, you did a fantastic job.
Yeah, so they're going to... Are they trying to catch Kanavi? Oh, he just dips away. Okay, well, it's Mountain Soul in a minute. They did get a tower, so that's something. So they have no vision there. It's the Charm Flash just to give little time as possible for Geo to react. Can't flash the Charm if it's like basically a melee range.
He barriered, though.
Can do that while stunned, so
yeah.
I don't think it was going to save him, and it didn't. But hey, why not press the buttons you have?
I guess. It's better than sitting back, not pressing anything, and losing the game, so just throwing
you can't
some
save
buttons.
your summoners for next game. We've established that. That's one of the core things.
Many players have tried, so we have a lot of data on that.
It's actually never worked in the LCK. I haven't got full data on the other regions.
Yeah.
But it's never specifically worked in the LCK, saving your summoners for the next game.
It's like when Supergon yesterday asked you, has a team ever won by winning a top lane fight but then losing their Nexus?
Also a strategy that's not particularly effective. Now, Dragon is up in 10 seconds. I think they can just take that pretty freely. That's my analysis of the situation.
Yeah.
It is the... it's Al. Al's bowling alley. The Baron.
Why is it Al?
Because it's all-seeing eye. That's what it's called.
Oh, okay.
So Al, yeah. It is also a bowling alley. Al's bowling alley. Yeah, so they can just go to the Baron. I just don't think there's anything KT can really offer up in this situation. Unless, even if like someone squishy like Gumiushi or Zeka oversteps massively and you take them out, I think Zeus just stat checks everyone.
Speaking of which, he is going to ghost in here because it's like, oh god, I guess I'm the sacrifice, and that he is. Might be some other sacrifices, but they do get away. And the game plan is run away from Olaf as fast as we can.
Well, that's the jungler dead, so Byron gets a lot easier.
Yeah.
But KT do have that control ward in that brush they were fighting over last game. Gotta find the silver lining.
No Trundle to defend it, though, so maybe they're a bit more behind this time.
That's true.
In terms of defending that. They also don't have a Lucian, so...
But you can kind of appreciate the effort if they're able to have that control ward there, despite not having a Trundle Lucian.
Yeah. It helps when the enemy team doesn't have to contest it, because they're so far ahead, they don't care.
Piffet just missed...
He missed the super...
That's why they're losing the game.
Yeah. That's a big one.
No, I think they're pretty... It's looking pretty cooked.
Yeah.
And I'm just wondering, at what point HLE pull the trigger? Like, do they just dive them at the inhibitor tower? Do they wait for the Nexus towers? Because we know they're gonna. And I'm just kind of waiting for the point. Or are KT gonna look for an angle in? Or are they just gonna slowly let themselves lose the game?
I think KT are gonna do what they did last game, which is...
Pull the Band-Aid.
Yeah.
Pull the Band-Aid, just all in. Try and kill them, and try and make it happen.
I feel like they had a better
There's a TP
last
flank.
game. Yeah, the TP flank does come in. You're right. The Olaf is still there as they are going in onto the Ahri. Two people are already dead as HLE take a giant red hammer that's Olaf-shaped and smash them over the head with it. This game has been over for a very long time, but Zeka's going to top it off with a nice little milestone here. 2,500 assists. The fifth mid to do so here in the LCK. As down will go the Nexus, HLE win this edition of Saturday Showdown.
Domination. If you didn't see game one, then you would have thought, wow, this was not even close. But game one, KT came to play, but just couldn't follow through. And HLE, I mean, particularly Kadavi, who had a rough game one, just locked in for the following two games, kind of put on a clinic and completely shut Cuz down. Zeus also on the Olaf, an absolute monster. Zek, I mean, the whole team was kind of firing on all cylinders. And credit to bluffing. You know, he didn't just play Enchanters all 3 games, but he was there and he made his role known.
He absolutely did, and HLE, if you had any questions about if they were going to make it, big things, the LCK playoffs, Zeus says, think a little bit before.
Very high, but to have it locked in already, got to be a great feeling. Little call out there from Guma, who return once again and defend his title.
Yep. They had so much money. Says, go forward. Calling for pentas. I'm not sure who was originally calling for the penta, but we did have some stacked kills.
I think that shows the state of the game. That they're just like, go in and then immediately penta is the call. They knew the game was over. We knew the game was over. And it was pretty one-sided. I know supports often don't do much damage, but sub 1,000 is kind of rare to see. I really, you know, KT, you lost the game hard and it was just over and you kind of just had to spectate as HLE took everything.
Yeah. Very one-sided series. game number 1 was a KT win, and still it was a very one-sided series. That first game just didn't matter after games 2 and 3 were this dominant from HLE. And now it will be Kanavi who does pick up the player of the match.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, the 1-8 Jarvan game was not good. But he did have some moments towards the end. He got like the 4-man knock-up and stuff. He was at least trying to make the engages, but that wasn't good. The next 2 games, though...